Testing. All right. I hope you enjoyed that first broadcast from WZRD Verdigris. With how quiet it's been on this front for a while, I got a hankering for something new to do. So I thought, why not drop my hat into the ring for a good old radio broadcast station? I'll update y'all on the news, the goings on of Verdigris, and whatever the hell else happens to go on these days. Oh, and before I forget, if you're out there listening and you want me to read an ad for your business or something, send me a letter to the post to this here station, and I'll make sure to read it on the air for you. In server-wide news, there's been some new faces stepping out into the sunlight with some new folks from beyond the Obsidian Sea. Seems the Voidwalkers brought us some new misfits and outcasts who are on the run from those who seek to wish us harm. If I'm honest, I've been so busy working to get this town up on its feet, I haven't much had time to reflect on what happened in the previous world, or our journey to get here. It's been over 6 months now since that dreadful faceless beast ripped through our home. I just wish we'd all made it out. Let's raise a glass to those we lost on the journey between, and try and remember them so that their return to the code will not be forgotten. Yeah, sorry to get all emotional on you there. In Verdigris news, WZRD has been a hotbed of activity for the local shopping and tourist scene. We really have to thank our feline architect Joko for that one. If you're interested in purchasing anything from moss to books to genuine antique guns to artisanal marijuana, you've really got to get your keister down to WZRD, located conveniently downwind of the Verdigris portal station, which in itself is located at the very end of the western line of the Nether Hub. Speaking of the Nether Hub, if you haven't had a chance yet, make sure to stop on by and write down your coordinates in the Nether directory. It'll make sure everyone knows where to find anything they need. And hey, if you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, feel free to wander around for a bit. I didn't spend a whole month of work on that sucker for nothing. Oh shoot, we still need an accessible way up to the nether roof. I'll have to make a note to do that sometime this week. The weather is, as it always is, sunny and clear-skied here in beautiful Verdigris. Though the scales on the backs of my hands are cracked from how dry it is here, I can't really say I miss the rain. Well, I won't be keeping you much longer. Back to the tunes, hand-picked this week from one of my older collections. Enjoy. This one is one I wrote way back when I was very long ago. Hello again to everyone out there in radio space. Hope you enjoyed that last one, which was a request from all the way out in fungus territory. Good to see you all tuning in. All of the new cowpokes who have wandered their wanton way into our western world seem to have settled fine here in Verdigris. It'll be nice to see this place go from a bit of a passage settlement to a boom town. It may be high time I construct some sort of monument, a meeting place maybe, somewhere for folks to gather. The Verde Clock Tower already strikes an imposing figure over town, so we don't need something to represent it quite like that. Wind's been worse this week than normal. No rain here, but dust storms are a hell of a thing. I've had to sweep off my porch and my balcony twice just today. That red sand really just gets everywhere, doesn't it? It may be high time I invest in a bandana and some goggles, even if it's just for the windy season. It's alarming the cracks and crannies that dust can worm its way into. This broadcast has been generously sponsored by WZRD. WZRD, what doesn't it sell? Located just off the Verdigris Nether Station at the end of the Western Nether Tunnel. WZRD is not liable if you get lost within its maze-like structure and can find no means of escape. Huh. Okay, Joko, good to know. New buildings are springing up here every day, and oh hey, there's Finch right down there working on top of the new cat cafe. Oh, they're giving me a wave. Would be rude not to wave back. I hope they can see me. Oh, they did! Good kid, that Finch. Oh, right, I made a note here so I wouldn't forget, and I nearly did. If you're out there listening and you want me to read an ad for your business or something, send me a letter through the post to this here station, and I'll make sure to read it on air for you. Okay, I've been having this debate with some of the other Corroded folks, and I want to know what all of you out there think. What is the best thing to eat while on the job? Your favorite thing to snack on while you work out there? Well, I know golden carrots give you that extra boost. They have got such a metallic tang to them, and the process to make them causes the actual carrot part to get all mushy. It might just be 'cause I got sick of 'em last year, 'cause there were so many from my garden. Personally, I've been enjoying a plethora of pumpkin pie. I made enough to feed an army for the Hallows Eve festival and ended up having way too much left. I've been eating through the leftovers, and I thought I'd be sick of it by now, but just yesterday I found myself nearly empty of my stock, and my immediate instinct was to make more. So my listeners out there, tell me about your food preferences. Yeah, I've got myself rambling again. This next song I've got queued up used to be it used to be a favorite of someone I was close with when I was getting my esteemed scholars. Anyway, hope you like it. Good afternoon, Radio Space. I'm happy to say that Verdigris is buzzing with more activity than ever. Seems the new folks have settled in well and spread across this desert like far-flung buzzards. I've been trying to find ways to occupy my creativity recently. Though I've got this station now, most of my time is either spent in the booth or flipping through records trying to find the perfect song to reach the smallest corners of the server. Honestly, all the downtime's got me flipping through old photo albums, both from the previous world and the ones I managed to grab and shove in my inner chest when I was leaving the academy all those years ago. Because it's so dry here, nothing much green grows besides cactus, and I was honestly missing walking through the lush gardens of the academy greenhouses, and especially my old gardens in the past world. I think I need to bring a bit more greenery to this desert. Maybe call on some of the fungus folks for help, and setting up a sprawling greenhouse to lay somewhere along the lines of this here town. Apparently, flung far out into the dark reaches of this world are some new creatures that could help bring in some strange new plants to us. Our explorers have told me that they haven't pinpointed the exact location to find them yet, but that they'll hopefully find it soon. I feel like it's been such a long time since I've really tried anything new. You might lean back and question this, seeing as I've just started this station and all, but back when I was a scholar, I used to run a radio station for one of the universities, playing music and such. Really just trying to impress someone who was much more into radio than I was. I found that it's good to try something new every once in a while. Doing a new hobby will keep your mind from souring too much. It'll keep you dreaming of new things, keep your mind spinning, and wipe clear the cobwebs. I'm thinking pottery. I do live in a mesa, after all. There is an abundance of clay and terracotta to use here. I've got a book somewhere tucked away on how to do it. That or I can definitely find one in the Verdigris library. There's a building down on the pier that would be perfect for a clay studio. I'll just have to build some kilns and set up some tables and wheels for throwing. I'll have some wares to sell in no time. Alright, Verdigris Radio is sponsored this week by the Male Faction. Wonderful. Are you stuck in your boring faction territory? Drowning in depression? Want to have some fun? Visit the Male Faction. Browse shops, adopt from the animal shelter, and, get hammered while watching our glorious dictator, fuck it up on the stripper pole. You can even get baptized. Now, doesn't that sound enriching? No, Ollie specifically cannot get baptized because I don't want his ass to ascend. Alright, thank you, Seth, for, writing this ad, and, thank you to the Male Faction for your support. Besides all that, it's been quiet out in the far reaches. Too quiet. I think the other factions are up to something. Maybe I'll take a trip out to Wisteria tomorrow and catch up with Fleck. Oh, and I promised Doc we'd have tea a while back, but I think he's been down in his lab for a while. I should send him a letter and make good on that. I've got this week's song queued up and ready, but before I sign off, I just wanted to let you all know that I've found a way to take calls and questions. If you've got any of those, just send them to our mailbox, and I'll be sure to answer them. Enjoy this week's tunes. And that's why we're called One Take Wizard, baby! Like that wasn't the third take.